What is up, y'all? Wizard of Lots here with another Madden 21 video, and guys, we have almost done it. We have a month until Madden 21. Just a month. Feels like forever. It's been like 3 or 4 months since we've had real content, though, so grand scheme of things, you know, we're more than 3/4 of the way there. We are nearly done with our wait for Madden 21. I could not be more excited about it. I'm sure a lot of y'all are the same way. Some of y'all might be skeptic, waiting for the game to come out. Totally get that. I'm going to buy it for the pre-release and all that, of course, so I can get y'all content as soon as it comes out. But regardless, very, very excited for Madden 21 to come out. Just we need something. We need something. Everyone's still in quarantine. Everyone's still staying home. We need something to fill the void. Madden 21 will hopefully be something that can do that. If you're looking to build that God Squad to get the leg up on your competition, check out my new sponsor, MutCoins Express, on Twitter to get the fastest and cheapest MUT coins available. Use code WIZARD to get 10% off your order. Alright, so a week or two ago, I released a video that was the best players that you need to pick up on day 1 of Madden 21. That list still holds true. We will update it when the game comes out, when we actually see overalls of players and all that. But until then, I think that list is a very good list. But the problem with that is a lot of those players are going to be very, very expensive. Now, there's going to be a way that you can get those players, and you got to do coin methods, maybe buy coins, or just grind like crazy. But if you're not one of those people, if you just want to play casually, we're going to go over budget beasts that you need to add to your squad. If you're a complete noob to MUT, if this is your first year doing it, if you don't know what I'm talking about, budget beasts, it's just what the name implies. It is a person that you can get on a budget for very cheap. Like, you know, Tyreek Hill was on that list. Go watch that video if you missed it. But Tyreek Hill is going to be a very pricey person on the list. He's not going to be a budget. He's going to be very expensive. We're going to go over players that are not as good as those, because those are the best players. But these are going to be players that you can pick up for a lot cheaper than the ones on my other list, and they will still perform very well for you on day 1 of Madden. Of course, these are sort of predictions. We are basing this on the overalls that EA released, so we think it's going to be pretty accurate. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. Of course, like the video if you enjoy it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because Madden 21 rolls around. We are going to be hitting it hard, y'all. We're going to be churning out a ton of videos. Y'all are not going to want to miss those. Now, obviously, Madden 21 is not out yet, so we can't use the auction house in there to look at those players, but we will as soon as we can. In the meantime, we're going to have to go back and revisit the Madden 20 auction house. Unfortunate, I know, we all want to be done with it, but for the meantime, we can't be. Now, for me to consider them a budget beast, there's a couple properties that they really have to have, and the top one for skill positions is speed. Not always speed. There's a few on here that are not top tier speed. Actually, the first one we go over doesn't have top tier speed, but I still think he's going to be a very good player. So we're going to go over all these guys, and we're going to go over why they're going to be good on your team. And obviously, since these are budget beasts, these aren't going to be like the top name players in the league. These might be people that you may have not even really heard of, but if you're a fan of their team, I'm sure you have. So first up, we have Carlton Davis, a cornerback for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Now, Carlton Davis, I believe, is going into his 3rd year. Not a very well-known cornerback, but very good. As you can see, overall, he had a 71 overall card here in Madden 20. Scroll over, we have a 79 speed, 80 acceleration. So yes, his zone coverage, all those are very low, but the ones we want to really look at to make it a budget beast, he's going to be very budget. This is probably going to be one of the cheaper cards, one of the lesser known cards on this list. 71 overall, he gets a 79 speed, 80 acceleration. He has a very low, I believe he's like a 76 or a 77 overall on Madden 21 reg, so we know he's going to be very low and going into MUT as well, but he's going to have a little bit of a higher speed. He's a very physical corner, and I think he's going to have a good 3rd year. So part of what goes in this list as well is these are players that I think aren't like the guaranteed ones to have a good season, because again, those are going to be the more expensive ones. These are ones that I think have promise to have a very good season. Carlton Davis, going into his 3rd year as a cornerback, I think has a chance to be a very, very good cornerback for the Tampa Bay Bucks, and doing so will just bump him up. It will get a Team of the Week card here and there, all that good stuff, and then having this card in your binder will be a good investment in the future, but he's definitely going to be one of the cheaper ones on this list. Our second quarterback is going to be Anthony Brown for the Cowboys. You can see here he's got a 77 overall in Madden 20, but 86 speed. Really, really good speed for a gold card. That's really good. Again, he's going to be one of those cards that has high speed. All of his other stats are kind of, you know, man, not too great, but he's got that top end speed. He's going to be able to keep up with the guys. He won't be able to keep up with like Tyreek Hill or any of those guys, but he will be able to keep up with some of the faster guys out there. Not a lot of people are going to have Tyreek Hill because he's going to be so expensive. But Anthony Brown is one that I would look to add to your squad to add some speed on your defensive end, on the back end, so that you don't just get beat over the top and things like that. We're going to go ahead and run through all of the defensive backs here, and you're definitely going to notice a theme. It's going to be speed. That is the speed for our defensive backs and honestly our wide receivers too, and maybe a few other positions as well. But at free safety, here we're going to have Darnell Savage for the Packers. Very, very good overall card. He had a most feared. He had one of these scary fast most feared cards. You scroll over here, you can see he has 88 speed. So again, like we were looking at with the cornerbacks, a lower overall. His zone coverage and man coverage and all that are a little bit lower. He actually has pretty good hit power, but other than that, it's pretty much just his speed that sells him. But again, at the beginning of the year, I think one of the most important things is to have speed on that field, because they're all going to have low overall like coverage and things like that. So you really want something that separates them and puts them apart, and that speed is something that will do that. Darnell Savage, definitely one to look to pick up for your backfield. Now, I think this might be the only rookie on the list, but honestly, Madden is going to love him. It's Isaiah Simmons, of course, and they have him at right outside linebacker here in Madden 20, but he's actually going to be playing strong safety in Madden 21. They're going to love this card. This is a very versatile player. He can, in college, he played like linebacker, defensive line, even sometimes safety, cornerback. He really played it all. He was coming off the edge, blitzing. He did everything. Madden is going to love this card. If he performs to a high level at all, he's definitely going to be getting upgrades. He's going to be a very, very good rookie. Someone to look out for, and I think he's going to be a very good one to have in your backfield day one, because I think you're going to be able to pick him up early before a lot of people know about him, before he gets going in the league. Definitely someone you're going to want to add to your squad, and maybe someone you even want to invest in. Now, we'll probably have more videos about that down the line, about good players to invest in or whatever, but right now we're just talking about people to have on your team as a budget beast, and I think Isaiah Simmons is going to be pretty cheap day one just because he's a rookie, and I think he's going to be a good one for you to pick up. Moving on down to the linebackers, we're going to go with Devin White. Now, like I said, a lot of speed is emphasized. We're not going to go over to speed with the other linebacker positions, but with middle linebacker, very, very important. Why is it so important? Because a lot of people use their middle linebacker, and even if you don't use your middle linebacker, they're covering a lot of space in the middle of the field. They need to be quick and fast. If you have a slow middle linebacker, people are going to pick you apart in the middle of the field. Now, if Madden 21 is anything like the beta was, it's going to be very difficult to use your players. That is one thing. There was a constant in the beta. We're all hoping they're going to fix it a little bit, make it a little bit easier, maybe not quite as overpowered as it was in 20, but we'll see how the usering goes. Regardless, you're going to want to have someone speedy at middle linebacker that can go side to side on the field. Devin White's going to be your guy. Devin White should be more of a budget beast. If you watch my other video, spoiler alert, Devin Bush was on there. Devin Bush actually might be more of a budget beast than Devin White. One of these guys is going to be better than the other. They're very close to each other in speed. Devin White is going to be the guy that I put on this list, though, and Devin Bush was on the other list. They're both very good, and I think they're going to be a little underrated at the beginning of the year, so definitely scoop them up, because you want that high speed in the middle of the field, especially if you use your middle linebacker. Like I said, these are not all going to be based around speed, and this next one is definitely not. As Pernell McPhee. Now, he is going to be a pass rusher. Depends on what scheme you're running on defense, but if you're rushing your right and your left outside linebacker, like a lot of people did in Madden 20, this is going to be a good guy for you. So you can see he's a 77 overall here, only 68 speed, so nothing really crazy, but his power move is a 74, finesse move is a 60, and his stats going into Madden 21 are actually even a little bit better for the pass rushing, so he is going to be someone who can actually get into the backfield and make some plays despite his lower overall. He's definitely going to be someone who could have a pretty big year for the Ravens, so I think he's a good one to pick up right now. Maybe he will raise in value later, be a better pass rusher down the line, someone you should add to your squad. And now we have the one that everybody thinks was snubbed by EA, and honestly, he really was, TJ Watt. I'm going to be very curious to see what overall they come out with. He might not be a budget beast. I put him on this list just because of where his ratings were on the list that was released by EA, but TJ Watt should not be a budget beast, but he might be. So again, he's going to be a pass rusher at the left outside linebacker position, just like McPhee. Looking over here at his power up, we have 69, so 68 speed, 73 excel. Again, nothing crazy there. Really where he excels is going to be getting off the block and getting into the backfield and creating havoc. That is going to be big to do the first week. Again, on my other list, I had someone like Khalil Mack at left outside, and then I think Clowney at right outside. So there are definitely better options. Again, these isn't the best options you can go with. These are going to be cheap options you can go with. We will see if Watt is cheap. We will see if EA does him dirty and mutt like they did with his general overall rating. Finishing up on the defensive side of the ball is going to be someone who took the league by storm this year, and a lot of people did not expect it. Everyone thought it was going to be Clelin Ferrell for the Raiders, and it was actually Max Crosby. Max Crosby is another one of those guys that was snubbed. He had a very big year, like 10 sacks or something like that. And so this card, the 66 here, this was his rookie year. No one expected him to be that good. Looking at his stats on the rookie, 74 speed, 78 excel, nothing really outstanding, right? But if you go over here, let's go to his team of the week, the 83 overall. You look at this card, he's got 81 speed, 85 excel, 74 block shedding, 71 power, and 79 finesse moves. So they were starting to bump his stats up a little bit. He was still a little disrespected by the end of the year. He's going to be someone who will probably have a big year again with the Raiders. So someone to keep an eye on. He's not one of those big names that you always hear popping up. Obviously, Raiders fans, I know y'all know about him. Other people know about him as well if you know football. But he's just not one of the names that's just in the media all the time. Definitely going to be a budget beast from day one, in my opinion. Flipping on over to the offensive side of the ball, we have O.J. Howard. Now, watching him in college, O.J. Howard was one of the more talented guys I've ever seen. He hasn't really made it much in the NFL yet, but let's look at his power up here. He has 73 speed, so pretty good speed for a tight end at 68 overall. And then everything else is just kind of meh. You know, he's one of those cards that's not crazy. But again, we're looking at a lot of speed here, especially at positions like this. Tight end, the ones at the beginning are not going to be able to block very well regardless. I would look at speed over everything else, catching, things like that. OJ Howard is going to be able to get open even if he doesn't have the best catching or the blocking sets or anything like that. He's going to be able to get open, especially if like a slower linebacker is covering him. And you might be able to take advantage of mismatches like that, especially at the beginning of the year when people are still figuring out the defenses. So OJ Howard, definitely a good speedy tight end to consider adding to your team day one. Now for some of the fun ones, we're going to go with the running backs first, and that is going to be Matt Breda over here. Jumping on over to his stats, we can see he has 85 speed, 83 excel, and then everything else is just kind of meh. But yeah, we are emphasizing speed very much on these running backs because if you can get them into the open field, that speed is going to be killer. Yes, I know that a lot of this is the same with speed and excel, speed and excel. It's going to be super important, okay? That's going to be the most important stat that you want to hit up at the beginning of Madden 21. It's not going to be the only stat that matters. Don't hear me wrong there. It's not the only stat that matters, but speed and acceleration, more speed than the acceleration, are going to be incredibly important day one and for the first few weeks of Madden 21. Matt Breda is going to be a fast guy at running back that can get it done. Definitely someone to look to pick up. Now we're going to go over the wide receivers, and just like a lot of the other ones, guys, yes, speed is going to be emphasized on these two. So let's go ahead and look at the first one. Number one is going to be John Ross here for the Bengals. He's got Joe Burrow coming in, going to be slinging him the ball. Obviously not the most purely talented wide receiver, but one of the fastest out there. This is his 72 overall card with 88 speed. That is nuts. Now, as you can see, all of his others are like way low, like 60s. That's why he's only a 72 overall with 88 speed. But again, guys, like I said, yes, they might drop some balls in traffic and things like that, but if they're faster than everybody else, all you have to do is scheme them open, and they're going to be running free. Nobody can catch them. The next wide receiver should be a pretty obvious one, but it's going to be Marquise Brown. He is the fastest wide receiver other than Tyreek Hill, I believe, in overalls. Very, very quick. You will look at his 79 overall here. You can see he has 91 speed at 79 overall, okay? Marquise Brown was a rookie last year, so he didn't have a phenomenal year. He had a couple of big catches because he's faster than a lot of the people on the field. Lamar was just chucking it up to him. If he begins to evolve into a legitimate wide receiver, he won't be like one of the top ones in the league or anything, but if he really works on his routes, catching and all that, he could be a deadly threat this year, and I think he's going to be one very good one to invest in early on. And then again, in just terms of having them on your team, really, really good guy. You should definitely consider picking up and putting on your squad first thing day one when you get the game. Now, the final position that we're going to go over is, of course, the quarterback. These are two guys that I think were snubbed in their overall rankings. The first one is going to be Kyler Murray here. This is his 84 overall Team of the Week card from Madden 20. Let's go ahead and take a look. He had 88 speed, 86 throw power, 84 throw on the run. Everything else a little bit lower than that. But as you can see, his speed, very, very good. So if you're someone that likes to run out of the pocket, have a little bit of mobility in the pocket, we'll see what kind of abilities and things like that he's able to get. But going to be a very good card day one. And just like I was saying with the other ones, in terms of investment, Kyler Murray, I think, is going to do pretty well next year. He's got D-Hop coming in to help him out. He might be getting some good upgrades pretty early on. So he's definitely one to look into in terms of investing. But again, all we're talking about here, I mean, I'm talking about a lot more. I'm talking about investing and all that. But all I'm trying to talk about here is who you should have on your team day one. Kyler Murray is going to be a good one. And the final player we are going to mention on this list is the most disrespected player by EA's ratings list that came out. In my opinion, I know a lot of y'all said TJ Watt. That's fine. This is my opinion. Going to be Cam Newton. So Cam Newton had an 80 overall last year, obviously got injured, sat out the year, got traded to the Patriots, only has a 78 overall right now. We will see how much of a budget beast he is because a lot of people are high on Cam Newton, myself included. I think he's going to have a very big year, and I think he's going to be a good card. Let's go ahead and take a look at his 80 from last year. 76 speed, he's not going to be just the speediest guy in the world, but he's going to be powerful. He's going to be someone who can run over other people. Again, we will play around with the quarterback run and all that, see how much they fumble and whatnot, but he has very good throw power, 84 throw power. All of his throwing stats are just kind of so-so, but again, he's going to be a very powerful runner. He's going to be able to stand in the pocket. He's like 6'5", 6'6", so he's going to be taller than a lot of people and able to make those throws. He's going to be able to thread that needle because of that throw power. That is the quarterback that I would recommend you pick up if you don't have a ton of coins and you're not able to pick up one of the best ones in the game on day one. Cam Newton is my recommendation to you there. But anyway, guys, that is my list of the budget beasts that you're going to want to pick up on day one if you're not looking to grind, buy coins, whatever it is to get a crap ton of coins to build the best team possible. This is going to be a very good budget squad. Again, predictions just based off of their overalls. We will update this list in a few weeks when we really see what they're coming out with in MUT, and we'll get a better picture of really who the budget beast will be and how the auction house is going to work and all that. We're going to have a ton of stuff, guys, a ton of stuff for Madden 21. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can know as soon as my videos come out, you can get the jump on it before anybody else. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.